Finish the statement. The Mariners have a good homestand if what happens?
If they win both series.
All
You gotta
right.
win both series.
Well, I mean, like, what's going to allow that to happen? Yes.
You gotta win four. You gotta win 4 of these 6.
That I would agree with. But what allows that to happen? What will be the reason why that goes down?
Well, they actually can play from ahead, right? They actually, take apart an opposing starter, and they've really not done that other than Manaea on that entire road trip.
Mm-hmm.
Those numbers, you talk about some of the overall kind of gross stats and gross numbers of strikeouts and whatever. Now filter that back to the starters and what they did. I mean, they just totally shut you down for 8 of those 9 games on the road trip. So that's what I'll be kind of looking for first and foremost, just to play from a lead, play from a position of some margin, play from a position of your strengths, leveraging your strengths.
You and I see this so differently.
Good.
And obviously those things would help. It's not like if they hit, I'd be like, oh, that's a really bad thing. They got to stop hitting like that. And I'm sure that and would agree that they need to pitch. It's not like, it's not like the other side of this doesn't have merit. I just look at it and my immediate reaction is, well, you got to pitch. That's who you are.
Yeah, but you traded for Naylor. You traded for Suarez. You traded for this lineup. We spent that whole weekend when they won 9 of 10 raving about the deepest lineup. We brought up the OPS numbers, comparing them to the greatest Mariner team. So, yes, your young pitching has got to do what they can do, and they've done that for 2 or 3 years in this building. So I'm confident that they are going to be competent. But your offense was atrocious on this road trip, and it put that pitching even more in a bind. They can't make a mistake.
Man.
You can't give up a home
disagree.
run.
I mean, the offense obviously wasn't great. They scored 4 runs a game.
All late, meaningless. It's like adding yardage in the fourth quarter.
They weren't all late and meaningless. No, they weren't.
Pretty much they were.
No, they weren't.
Really?
I mean, like, when you score to make it 3-2
when you score,
late, is
3
that
runs versus 8 starters?
That one, I know they played
They
games.
did nothing against those guys for the
Then
first
they
6
found a
innings
way
of
to
every
get them
game.
out and pushed in, and the next thing you know, it's 3-2 late, or it's 4-3. Like, there were a bunch of games where they made it close in the 6th, 7th, 8th inning, and then the bullpen totally gave it up. I don't. You're right. Some of the runs were scored in meaningless fashion, but not all of them. Some of those runs were meaningful and turned out to be meaningless because right afterwards the Phillies got them right back.
In 8 of 9 games, they scored 3 meaningful runs against starters. In 8 games, it's insane,
right?
And
in all,
no chance
during those
even
games,
if your pitchers,
it's so funny.
Even if your pitchers lit it up and they were solid for 6 or 7 innings, like, okay, great.
But if your pitchers had done that, and you end up in close games late, then you get those lefties out and you give yourself an opportunity against bullpens late in games. But they didn't do that because the pitchers were giving up so many runs. They gave up nearly 7 runs per game on the road trip. You can't give up 6, 7 runs a game and hope to win anything. So I totally disagree with you.
It's the beauty of baseball.
Well, right. And by the way, the text machine right now agrees with you much more so than me. Salk, you're full of it. Brock is correct. So they're kind of going on and on. And maybe you're right. I would totally disagree. I think so much. Yes, Brock, your focus at least is on the guys that are.
We talked for how long about for the first
of this
time.
Team.
Yes, and for so many years,
it's dead wrong. I like that.
So many years, it's just been, and this isn't a right or wrong. There's obviously something in a whole lot of it's right in the middle of it because you got to play complementary baseball.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to be an elite team, just like the Phillies did against you. And the reason they bashed you is they pitched and they hit, and their bullpen at the very end of it was that's how you win series. That's how you dominate people. So it's going to take all of it.
All right, so let's just ask the text machine real quick. Okay. Just answer with one word, okay? Which group needs to pick it up more on this homestand? The offense or the pitching? Just simple. Who needs to pick it up more? The offense or the pitching? Just answer with one word. Offense or pitching? Very curious. I mean, I guess I'm not that curious. It does seem like offense seems to be the thing people are focused on. And my gut tells me that that's a knee-jerk reaction based on the last 5 years of watching the Mariners and being mad at the offense. Yes. But I'm telling you, the pitching is it, guys. They have the 17th ranked starting pitching staff in baseball. That is in no way a sustainable feature for the Mariners to win. Mm-hmm. They can deal with scoring 3-4 runs a game if your pitching is what it's supposed to be, but you're not going to win anything if you're giving up 6 to 7 runs a game. That's a non-starter.
I would tend to agree. If George Kirby pitches like he did against the Mets and Logan Gilbert pitches like he did against the Phillies, and they leave stuff in the middle of the plate, in this lineup that's done some damage against them this year and played the Mariners really, really tough, they've got a pretty lengthened lineup. There's not like 3 or 4 holes in, especially if Jacob Wilson is back added with the rest of them. So, yes, Salk, those guys can't do that and give up 10, 15 hits and just get bashed around.
Interesting.
But you say knee-jerk reaction. I think it's actually – it may be knee-jerk, but it's knee-jerk to you made these additions to finally solidify this. We have spent so much time talking about the window is open. The opportunity is there. Add to this group, right? Give this pitching and give this team and give Julio and Cal the guys around them. And you did that with Naylor and Suarez. And by the way, those guys, cumulative stats here with the Mariners over the last, and it's a tiny sample of 2.5, 3 weeks, those guys have got to be difference makers for you because they were not on this road trip largely.
So what do you think the results here look like on the text?
I think it's a lot more split. I think it's not split?
It's not. It's about 90% pitching.
Is it really?
Yeah. It's interesting. Once you ask the question that way and I don't say anything, it's 90% pitching. And the rest of the responses say things like, it's shocking how little Salk knows about sports and does this for a living. Which is just hilarious. Yeah. But no,
people know.
It's about 90% pitching.
Yeah, people do know that, right? That ultimately in this ballpark that our guys pitch differently, and they pitch really well, and they've pitched well this year.
Here's what I will grant you, Brock. Look, and as I said at the beginning of this conversation, both of these things are right. You got to hit better and you got to pitch better. You didn't really do either during the road trip particularly well. For me, the whole thing is about hitting, or is about pitching rather, because that's what you were built on, and that's what you need. I will say that when you focus on the first 6 guys in the lineup, I'm right there with you. Those guys have to do what they do. I'm not going to focus on the last couple guys in the lineup because I don't care. Like Dylan Moore and Mitch Garver and that stuff. Like, yeah, it's annoying, and I understand the frustration, but it's misplaced, I think, because what you're banking on is the first 6 guys in the lineup. Those are the guys that got to get it done. Those are the guys that you are counting on, that you traded for, that you're expecting. Like, you need it from Randy and Cal and Julio and Josh and Jorge and Gino. Like, that's the group that has to get it done more than Dylan Moore and, Mitch Garver.
Dom Canzone.
Right. Like, I mean, that'd be great if those guys chip in, and when they do, it's cool. But you need it from those 6 plus J.P. Crawford. That's your team. That's your offense.
Yep. I guess I have the expectation that in this building they are going to pitch well because I've seen it for like 2.5, 3 years.
Ooh, let's hope.
I have that expectation, like a team that's going to play good defense. The Seahawks are going to play good defense. Right? Does it happen every single week? No. Are there tough matchups? Yes. But I expect you to pitch well in this building. I'd like to see you actually play with a lead.
What do you think? Pitching or offense? What's more important here in this homestand?
I would say pitching, but I'm so much less interested in if they can pitch at home rather than what happens on the next road trip and how they pitch.
Fair.
If they pitch well at home, it's not proving a whole lot to me because they've already done that.
I would agree with you. It doesn't prove anything, but it's what they need. Like, the first thing you got to do is stop the bleeding. You got to come home here and play some good baseball at home and kind of remember who you were just 10 days ago before you went out on this trip. And then I would agree with you. It doesn't prove they can do it on the road, but let's at least just see them do it. Gosh, I just want to see it again and kind of remember where they're at. And I think that kind of gets everybody back into a much better place in thinking and talking about this team. G. Scott's coming up.